Hey everybody, this is Captain Yeet here with you for another anime moments that hit. Today is going to be number 60 and we are going to be doing One Piece Film Gold. So let's get into it. So how did I find out about One Piece and Film Gold? I don't know if I ever told the story yet on my channel, which is kind of crazy, but when I was a kid, way back in the day around middle school, I remember I used to go to this Y summer camp. When I was at the Y summer camp, we had a lockdown one day. Lockdown with a lockdown one day. It was just not like nothing serious. It's just sleeping over the Y overnight. We call it a lockdown. Anyway, we stayed up like all night and we passed out. And in the morning, I'm all groggy and stuff. And eventually, I come home and I fall asleep again. And I wake up. I don't know what time it was, but it was like something early in the morning. When I turned on my TV, Konami was on and it was One Piece. Specifically, the episode where they were playing dodgeball in the Davy Back fight against the Foxy Pirates. I was watching. I'm like, what is this? It seems really cool. I remember I saw Luffy like stretching around. I saw like Chopper transforming Zoro during his stuff. Like I thought it was really funny. I thought it was really cool. And I was like, okay, whenever they do like a commercial break and when they come back to it, they always say the name of the show. So I'm like, okay, I just gotta, stay up and watch it. But I forgot what happened. Either my sister called me out of the room or I fell back to sleep. Something happened to where I wasn't able to get the name of the show. So I didn't know what it was. And then like a year or two later, I was just looking around on my tablet I got, and it just popped in my head that show. I'm like, I don't know the name of it. I remember like there were pirates and something, so I was like pirate anime something. Eventually, I found I found this YouTube channel called Purple Eyes WTF, and he did a parody of One Piece called None Piece. At first, I was thinking it was somewhat real, but then you could tell it's edited and it's supposed to be funny. But I don't know why. At first I was like, yo, is there some truth to this? It was funny though. Like he did parodies of like each episode of One Piece, which was hilarious. I'll probably put some of his videos down in the comments. But I watched those and eventually I checked the comics and they're like, hey, this is One Piece. So I was looking around, I couldn't find One Piece anywhere. I was like, I need to watch this show. It's so funny, it's so cool. And eventually I found a YouTube channel called One Piece TV. I think he or she, whoever was like running it, just took it down. But I was watching One Piece on it in dub from episode one all the way to around the Arlong arc. Then after that, I just found like random YouTube channels that will actually have it up there until I found like streaming services and stuff that had it up there. I remember I thought One Piece was like an old show that had been done. Obviously, it wasn't. It's never been done now. I don't know if it's even close really, but I thought it was like an old show that that was like done with like from back in the day. Because anytime I go to like a store or anything, I will ask for like One Piece T-shirts or posters, and nobody knew what I was talking about. I'm like, how does nobody know? And that's why I had it in my head, like, oh, One Piece must be like a old anime, like that's been done with for like years. That's why nobody knows it. Nobody, look, I'm not even kidding. Nobody knew that. I would always ask, like, hey, can I get a One Piece wallet? The pirates. I saw my picture, and then people ask like, "What is that?" I'm like, "Yo, how does no one know this?" That's why I thought it was old. And eventually, like the tale older. I'm not gonna go to every single moment I had with One Piece going up to now, but from there on, I was just a One Piece fan up till now. Now, getting into One Piece Film Gold, which is the whole point of the video, One Piece Film Gold, I remember I wanted to really watch a One Piece movie. And I found out, well, I didn't know One Piece had movies until I kept seeing like edits of some movies from Film Z and Strong World. And eventually I found them on Amazon and I watched them. Then, like a year later, I'm in high school. It's my freshman year. And I'm watching the movies. And I'm like, yo, these junk. No, 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 no. I'm bad, my man. It was my freshman year, and I'm looking on YouTube, and I see an edit of some clips of One Piece Film Gold, and I was like, "Yo, this looks kind of cool," but I don't remember any of this. This must be where like ahead of me. I knew about the time skip. I was like, "This must be ahead of me because I don't know any of this stuff." And then, like a day later, the trailer for the dubbed theatrical release of One Piece Film Gold got announced and it got released. Like, hey, it's gonna come out in January. I was like, yo, this is that those some of those clips. I was like, yo, I gotta see this movie. This will be my first anime movie, my first One Piece movie I'm gonna see in theaters. This is gonna be amazing. I'm like, I gotta see this. I kept showing it to my mom, my sisters, my friends. I was like, yo, I'm seeing this movie in theaters. I gotta see this movie. We found a movie. Where I live, they don't normally show anime movies, but they're starting to do it a lot more often. But back then, they weren't showing anime movies, like I said, so I had to go out of town. Eventually, went out of town with my cousin. We watched it. I loved it. I got it on DVD. I used to rewatch this movie over and over and over again. I used to rewatch it all the time, which is so funny. I don't watch it a lot now. I did rewatch like a month ago. This is on Netflix, but I really like this movie. It was a good movie. Anyway, the moment I want to get into with One Piece Film Gold is near the ending, where we got Gyota Zoro's backstory, and then Luffy and fought him and everything. And the backstory I thought was just so sad because his backstory wasn't on it wasn't like too long. It was like really quick in the movie, but it showed how he wanted to be a star when he was a kid, but he was poor, and his mom like well she was an alcoholic. She drunk, always yelled at him. And eventually, when he got older, he just ran into like the wrong crowd. He got beat up. He got beat up all the time. But then he found this girl named Stella, and she was a slave in a human shop, which is crazy. And obviously, she knew that she's gonna get sold off one day to a celestial dragon who had paid for her. Obviously, he fell in love with her singing right next to the human shop. So he was like, hey, I'm gonna work. I'm gonna get the money. I'm gonna buy you, and not like buy you as a slave, but I'm gonna buy you freedom. I got you. And then we saw in the flashback like him working hard trying to get the money up. But then eventually, when he got the money up, a celestial dragon came, and obviously he has a lot more money than he would ever have working. So he bought it. He was trying to fight for her, and they were just slamming him down, him just yelling at her name. She goes, hey, it's okay. I can always think about you one day and smile. I'm just glad that you cared about me. He goes, no, please. And because he was fighting against a celestial dragon, he enslaved him too and tortured him. And that's where he got that phrase like, "Who told you you could laugh?" They branded his back, and now he got like a second brand. Because if you look on the Chisoro's back, he had like a huge scar of a star. And we found out like they did the Celestial Dragon brand on his back, like Boa Hancock and his sisters. And then obviously he didn't want that, so he got another brand on his back of a gigantic star, which is crazy because the brand was like I don't know, like this big, maybe a little bigger, not this big, but the brand of Celestial Dragons made it like this big. That star, it's like basically his whole back. It's like his whole back, basically. I know that had to hurt when he got that second brand. And then eventually, like, he just built up his empire, got the gold fruit, talking to Gold Flamingo, and then, well, we found out why he is the way he is now. Because everything having his back flip, which is just so sad to me. Like, I thought that was just so sad, especially the Stilla part. I felt so bad with Stilla, man. Anyway, after that, that's when we get into the fight with Luffy and Tesoro. I remember people kept complaining that film what was it, Strong World, not Strong World, Stampede had a golem. Like remember, Bullet had that gigantic golem. Gold had a golem. I like Film Gold's golem a lot better. Like the giant mech suit that he made out of all the gold that was left on Grand Tesoro, because he actually fought. The gigantic robot that Bullet had in Stampede that fought against, well, not fought against Usopp, but that was like beating him up. They didn't really do anything. Then they got one shot by Usopp's plants. And then when he turned to like the gigantic earth like golem thing, I mean, he fought a little bit, but not like this. Like Guilty Zoro's gigantic golem was so dope, and Luffy had to do gear thirds attack, punching it. He was like it was brawling. Really, Bullock's golem were really brawling. He was brawling, and I remember I kept thinking he had some sort of connections to the Dynastones. I'm pretty sure that's what it was called. Remember in Film Z they had those Dynastone thingies where if you expose it to air, they explode or whatever. Remember those? And I remember in the trailer when we saw the golem, he had Guiltazoro's golem has all those purple lines all over it. And I'm like, yo, those look exactly like the dinosaur color. I'm like, yo, he's using it in his suit and stuff. Like that's what I thought. I also thought that he had a fake devil fruit. I was making so many theories. 'Cause I was so excited to see this movie. I thought he had a fake devil fruit because in the trailer it shows the scene where Zoro runs up on him to cut him, and Guilty Zoro liquefies a golden dragon off to the side, brings it towards him, and hardens it so he can block Zoro's attack. But when he does that, the camera specifically zooms in on his rings, and electricity forms around his hand, and then it does that. I'm like, why would it zoom in on his rings? Why would he have electricity to control gold? I was like, alright, that's a fake devil fruit or something. I was just thinking that. Like, I was really thinking that was going on, but no, he actually had a devil fruit. That wasn't like a fake devil fruit. But like I said, I really like him brawling and everything. I was also really excited to see what Luffy could do. Because in the dub at this moment, it was nowhere near the New World stuff, and it was so in Gear 4. Like I said, it wasn't even in the New World, so the dub wasn't close to Gear 4. But I knew about Gear 4 because I kind of spoiled myself when I was reading the manga and everything. But I was like, yo, I wonder how Gear 4 is gonna sound in dub since it's never close to the dub, so this is gonna be the first time. And obviously Luffy and everybody was doing attacks they didn't really do yet, like Red Hawk and everything. I was so excited. And Sabo, we got to hear Sabo in dub. I was so excited for that. But yeah, that like the fight was so good. I liked it. I liked the fight, especially when I thought it was so funny. With Gear Zoro was already in a gigantic mech, and you Luffy goes gear. You know he has to do gear third attack to even contend with it, and he goes go big or go home, and he creates a gigantic gauntlet in his hand and goes to punch towards Luffy. I'm like, yo, he's already gigantic, and he's making an even bigger hand that was crazy. And he even did it with his foot. And there was two more moments I wanted to bring up. There was that's right, I got it. And I put it. I took a screenshot of it. I love the moment when he grabbed Nami and he was like, taunting Luffy how like, I used to be like you, like poor and everything. And he like, he basically, he was gonna kill Nami, but he was taunting Luffy about it. And Luffy was saying like, people like you that think you're better than everybody else. I hate them the most. And he was yelling at her to yelling at him to give Nami back. And he was like breaking the ground just by gripping it. And then Zoro saw himself in Luffy, like a little flash of him yelling when he was like trying to get Stella back popped up in his head. He was like, huh. Like I love that moment. I was like, yo, that's so I love that moment. That was a really good scene. And I loved at the end when Tesoro was going crazy when he had when he did the gold splash, he had the gold liquid everywhere, and the only one that was able to fight was Luffy in Gear Fourth. And Luffy was like, you're no god, you're just a monster. Get all the money that you want, you're still no good. And he did the Leo Rex bazooka right on him. That was so good, especially because I don't know, it was like the music and everything, him yelling, like, how does it feel to look upon a god? Gold splash and him just yelling like I don't know. I think it was. I guess it was like the speakers and everything. I'm like, yo, he's going stupid. He like, you know, that just sorry, I'm stuttering. That was going crazy in the theater, especially when what was it? Everybody reaction to him doing that too. Like they were like really shocked, especially Sabo and Rob Lucci. I remember when I first heard Sabo's voice, I didn't really like it in dub. But I like it now. But remember, Sabo and Rob Lucci were fighting, and then even they like turned around and looked at Gil's Zoro like, whoa. Like they were taken aback. Like, my goodness, like what's happening? Like that was really good. I also want to mention that I used to always quote the trailer, the very first trailer. What was it? The second trailer? I think it was the first one though. Well, at the end of the first trailer, the second one, whichever one, Tesoro was like, people, poor people, they have no money, no strength, no freedom, and once it all sinks in, no hope. I used to always quote that when I watched the trailer. I was so hyped for this movie. But those are the moments I want to bring up because this was so good. Good. This was so good. I remember I also thought instead of saying "go big or go home," I thought Tesoro was saying gold big or gold. I thought he was saying that. I remember to add Tesoro to One Piece Burning Blood, and I love One Piece Burning Blood, 100% that. And I wanted him so badly, but I just never got him, which kind of sucks. It was kind of cool that they added him in, like a movie character. I don't think they don't really do that too much. I mean, they do in some games, but not really a lot. So hopefully, like the next fighting game, like DLC, will be. Cause that was really cool that they added him. That's it. I don't have a picture of me next to a poster. Every time I go see a movie, I show you guys the picture of me next to the poster. At the time, I wasn't really doing that. But what's funny is I actually did take a picture next to this poster because, like I said, it was like my first anime and One Piece movie in theaters, so I wanted to commemorate it. But my cousin took the picture, and I don't have it. I'm gonna have to ask him for it. So I probably should have asked him for it before I started recording, but yeah, I don't have the picture though, so that sucks. Oh, there's one more thing I wanted to bring up, which is so funny. So when the movie was supposed to start at like 2 o'clock. It was like 2:15, and the movie still wasn't playing. So we had to go tell somebody to go play it. That's number one. Number two, there was this really big guy that was walking in. Like, I'm not trying to make fun of him. Like, I got a little Billy too, but he was a bit whiter than me. He was walking in when me and my cousin were talking. So he's walking in. I'm talking, and I look, and I promise you, this guy kind of like King of Lightning, the One Piece YouTuber King of Lightning. He looks like him. I'm not trying to say King of Lightning is big or anything like that, but he looks like King of Lightning. And I'm like, and I'm talking to my cousin. I'm like, yada yada. No. I was like, is that King of Lightning? I got up. He's like, I want to go shake his hand. I got my hand up, like, yo, it's King of Lightning. Like, I gotta go say hi. And as soon as he got closer to me, he still kind of looked like him. But as soon as he said something, I was like, oh, it's not him. I was like, hey, how you doing, man? He's like, oh, hey, oh, it's not King of Lightning. But hey, how you doing? One Piece, yeah. But it wasn't King of Lightning. But I thought it was King of Lightning. I was so excited to see him. But it wasn't King of Lightning. But it would have been dope to meet him. Anyway, I remember halfway, not even halfway, like 10 minutes into the movie, he gets up and walks out. So I'm thinking he had to use the bathroom or something. And near the end of the movie, where they're like doing the heist stuff and they got caught and everything, like near the end, he walks back in with a ton of food and he goes, "Yo, what happened?" I'm like, "You missed most of the movie. Like, it took you that long to get all that food." When I walked in, there was like nobody there. So I don't know what took him so long. But yeah, I don't know why. I don't know why he got all that food. He's gonna have to watch for the second showing. But yeah, I don't know why it took him forever to get all that food. He missed most of the movie. But yeah, those are all the moments I wanted to bring up about the One Piece film Gold. I love this movie. I recommend it. It's on Netflix now, so that's good too. But yeah, so that's the moment I wanted to bring up today. So sorry, like, share, and subscribe. I'll see you all later. Thank you all for watching. I think you all are there being wonderful human beings, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye. All right.